Hello, Leo. Welcome to your April 2020 tarot card reading. Let's get into it. Hello, Leo. Welcome to Aries season. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am so thrilled for this reading, honestly. So let's go ahead and get right in. So we have to start with the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups we love because it's very romantic. And I think Leo's like a really romantic sign, right? I got my Venus in there. And it just kind of has this whole vibe of optimism toward what's coming. There's this I can do it. The opportunity will show up. We'll find a way. Don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. You know, these kinds of attitudes that are just sort of permeating through the Leo archetype right now. And no matter what goes wrong, because nothing's going to be perfect, but no matter what goes wrong, there is still the energy that is absolutely all around you of the High Priestess, which is kind of the all-knowing energy. She represents the higher self guiding you. It's not really coming from within. I feel like there's kind of an external force that's really pushing you. And where there have been questions in the past, where there have been some false starts, and where it was like, okay, well, I know that I kind of want to go here, and yet somehow 2 months later you change direction and you're like, never mind on that. I want to go here. And then you get bored or wary of things. Well, I don't know that Leo is going to be ever more sure than they are this month. Aries season is really going to set you on fire sign, fire season, right? It's going to really set you on fire, and there's going to be a very sharp focus. And the thing that I actually like about a Saturn opposition, right? Because we're going to have Mars going across from you. We're going to have Saturn going across from you. You know, I like the way Saturn pulls us, the way Saturn forces us to stay structured, because sometimes we really need it. And sometimes it is that very Saturnian structure that leads us to the path of success, to the path of wealth and fortune and love. So, you know, I know that that can be kind of a scary thing, but it's not if you just allow it to do the work that it's supposed to do. The Leos that are really going to succeed in the upcoming couple of years are the Leos that can just let themselves be guided, right? To be guided by their higher intelligence, because it is really loud right now. And the more agile and the more mutable you can be, and the more amenable you can be, the more likely you are to reach your destination a lot faster. Okay, so there's no question in my mind you'll get to your destination. It's just a matter of, will it happen soon, or will it take extra long because you keep fighting it because you're afraid? So you're in an interesting place. The 9 cards, okay, I've had so many requests the past couple months. I don't know, out of nowhere, everyone was like, hey, can we see the cards? Can we see the cards? So let's put an image here, bing, so you guys can see. And let's go ahead and dive right in. So now you can get an idea of how everything is all situated. Okay, so the very first card is the Magician. You guys have been working the magic, you know? The question, what do you want? You know, it's very much a part of your vibration right now, right? You want the new home, you want that new job, you want all that money, you want that love of your life, you want the freedom, you want to travel. You know, all of these things have been stirring up in your energetic sphere for quite some time. The magic's done. Okay, and now it's really time to really put the pedal to the metal in terms of actually getting your hands dirty. So this is a carryover energy from Pisces season. And I remember it came out almost, I think it was every single reading, maybe with the exception of 1 or 2, almost every single reading last month. And the message really was like, there's going to be chaos going on. It's Pisces season. It's a house of our own undoing. So where we thought we were so safe, where we thought the markets were going to continue to go up, where we thought, Pisces season was like, nope, not at all. Let's just take it all away. Let's make sure you stay humble. Let's make sure you stay real. And let's make sure you stay connected with what's going on in your soul, right? So the saving grace, which it still is at this point, is to forget all the noise, to stay focused and just keep your eye on your own game. This is not about playing anyone else's game right now. So for those of you who have those inklings of like, it's time to start the business, or it's time to start moving forward, or it's time to do X or Y or Z, now you're like, okay, I kind of am feeling like I actually want to do it now. Like I actually want to do the stuff that maybe I've been putting off for a really long time, because I feel like it's a possibility and that it actually could lead to the thing that I'm wanting so bad. So you have this beautiful and perfect mixture of the energetic intention and the physical action that is required. So, I mean, there are so many beautiful things happening here. And the thing that I love about the Eight of Coins is it doesn't feel like work ever. Because this is what happens when you put your talents and your natural affinities to good use. The work doesn't feel like work. It just feels like you're creating, and it feels like you're in your zone, and it feels like you love what you do, and it feels like it's easy. That's what happens when you're in that Eight of Coins flow state, which is why it leads to the 9 and 10 of Coins, which is where true wealth and abundance really exist. So here we have the beginning stages of something really, really freaking special. Now, there are a couple things that you need to pay attention to, because if you don't, you could get caught up in the not having of it yet and retreat back into an old way of being, which is not going to be what your higher self really wants. So some Leos are going to get caught in the trap of like, man, I've been working so hard and yet there's still nothing here. And they're going to like sort of sabotage their progress a little bit. And they're going to stop the energetic work, which is like, well, at one point I wanted something and now I'm like, oh, well, maybe I don't want it. So you cut off that frequency, which sends out misinformation to the universe, right? So your consistency of energy is so important here. It's important that when the universe presents crossroads, right, when it presents options for you, you have to ask which option, which opportunity is in line with all of this stuff. Which opportunity makes sense for the thing that I'm hoping to manifest. And then only dedicate energy to that, right? Remember, we're trying to be all romantic here, okay? But you are going to have to say no to things. And you have to think big, and you have to be a little bit like overly optimistic about the reality of this thing coming to fruition, okay? And the thing I like about the the Knight of Cups, is that that's exactly what he's at. He's just like, love will conquer all. My intentions will conquer all. Everything will work out. He has no fear. And because of the lack of fear, it comes. Fear is the only thing that blocks things. Fears and insecurities and negative things. That's the only reason why things don't show up. So this is the hard part for Leo, okay? The moon. This is the hardest part of the reading, I think. Because they always say the night is always darkest before the dawn. And that's kind of the energy I'm getting from the moon card here. It's always darkest before the dawn. And this might feel like a real test of faith. It might feel like the universe is saying, hey, Leo, I need to make sure that you believe in me. We have to remember that we're always having a conversation with the universe. So choose your words carefully. What words do you choose to put to the universe? Or to God, or spirit, or your guides, or whomever? What's the conversation? What does that sound like? Here's this all-seeing, all-knowing entity, and you're choosing to talk about how scared you are? Why would that be the conversation that you're choosing to have? Some Leos will, and they will cower, and they will scamper into the grass and hide and pretend like they never tried to go hunt. They'll pretend like they never failed. They'll pretend like things are, great, and yet they're kind of starving to death. You know what I mean? Like metaphorically, hopefully metaphorically. And we have this, 5 of Coins. You're going to have to keep going with the 8 of Coins in spite of a blip on the radar. Now, you have to be keen to understand when it's a blip on the radar and it's just a little beep, temporary little thing versus when it's a long haul kind of thing. This is not a long haul kind of thing. This is the fuel. This is the motivation to get you to the place that you truly hope to be. Okay, this is what should fuel you. The thing that's cool about this sort of desire is it's not an egoic desire. This desire is not like, I want to go make money just because I want to have all this stuff. It's not like possessive and obsessive. It's not really ego driven. It's not of the world. This is like your creative energy coming alive. And what happens when a Leo, right, ruled by the sun, comes alive and they start to truly light up, they become such magnetic and powerful forces of influence in the world in good ways. They use their art, they use their voices, they use their talents, they use their love, their caring, their compassion to make a very real impact in the world. So when I'm talking about what you want, I don't mean, the ego-driven stuff, right? That's the place. Like the high priestess, she's like, whatever, it's not her gig. So you are going to have to face this, though, a little bit, which is why the test of your faith comes in. But see, the next energy that comes out, Page of Swords, is the most optimistic it could possibly get. Knight of Cups, Page of Swords. I mean, these are two energies of like frolicking in the meadow with the big puffy clouds and singing the Sound of Music, right? I mean, it's kind of almost comical how optimistic this is. It's almost comical how unblocked you could be if you chose that path. It's almost comical how wealthy or how successful or how in love you could be if you chose this path. Like it's like surpasses the ridiculousness of a movie almost. And I'm not just trying to butter you up. I'm not just trying to psych you up. I'm just saying that the choice is yours, because not every Leo is going to choose this. It's just not going to happen for every Leo, and you're going to look at the world and you're going to be like, oh my God, the world is so terrible and look at what's happening and I'm so scared. And you're going to cower to that stuff when the high priestess is like, please don't. Because the amount that you could grow at this time is so much more than it has been in the past few years. Because when the node was in Leo, right, we had the North Node in Leo a few years ago, and that North Node in Leo was really kind of getting you on board with stuff that's happening now. It's finally kind of coming out to manifest. And the Page of Swords wants to be along for the ride. It wants to be, like, yeah, let's go, let's try it. Let's hop on the plane. Let's go make the money. Let's go meet this person. Let's go get dressed up. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. He's kind of always kind of buzzing for the high vibration and not in a suppressive way where he's suppressing negativity. He just really loves life. He's one of my favorites. I don't know why. He's just like, he's so simple and so simple-minded and has that kind of childlike curiosity about things and is always just willing to let the wind blow and let it carry him wherever he needs to go. And he just learns so much and he becomes so wealthy because of his childlike nature, And you guys have the power to really achieve it. I don't see anyone else here. I don't. There will probably be people that come out in the comprehensive reading. So if you stick around for that, there will probably be some other people showing up here that will either be in support of or against you. But, you ultimately are in control here. The thing with the coins is it does require patience. So I'm not saying this is overnight. Please don't hold me to that, right? It's not overnight. It's not going to happen in April. But this is the beginning of the snowball, right? The snowball has to begin somewhere. We're in a compound interest situation. So the amount of work that you put in now will pay off tenfold later on, sometime later on. And it's the faith of that. See, because the thing that's cool is you're not putting faith in anyone else or any other entity. You're putting faith solely in yourself. And you can't lose when you do that, when you really believe in that part of you. The Queen of Coins is the golden touch. I always associate her with the fifth house for some reason because she kind of, anything she plants just grows. And, it's kind of funny. on my Instagram, I'm following a childhood friend who she and I used to play all the time, and now she's married and has like 6 babies, like this beautiful family, and she has this beautiful kind of homestead life, and she's living in Utah. And she has this beautiful garden, and she's always out there doing her Instagram stories in the garden. And she was showing us how like plentiful her squash plants were. She's like, I don't even know. I have so many squash. I literally cannot get rid of these. I cannot eat them. Does anyone want them? And she was like, everyone always asks me what my secret is. But she's like, all I do is just water it. She's like, I do nothing. I just water it. That's it. And I think it's that kind of basics. That's what this 8 of coins is all about. It's just the basics. You just have to water it. You just have to dedicate energy to it. You just have to think about it. It's not really hard work at all. The fruit provides itself because that's what the universe does. Okay? I love the Tower. Don't be freaked out. The Tower is probably like the best thing that could happen because the Tower is the breakthrough. The Tower is the shift that has to happen in order for the new thing to come to fruition. Sometimes this comes in the form of loss. Sometimes it comes in the form of just a light bulb turning on. Sometimes it comes in the form of a fight with someone or like, but again, flash in the pan. It's just a little like beep, and that's it, right? That's all it is. It's just something that needed to happen because the energy has been so intense here, right? And it needed to adjust. This is the adjustment. Sometimes the adjustment of justice, right? The scales of justice feels like, such a thing. It's like, such a jarring sense of inertia going on, but that's what it is. Because your energy now is so focused, whereas before maybe it wasn't so much, and it has to adjust. It has to compensate. So when this happens, don't freak out because it's probably the most freeing thing ever, right? 8 of Swords, where once you felt trapped, where once you felt like something was scary, now all of a sudden you're free to have it. Boom, there it is, 8 of Swords reversed. All the fears, all the doubts, all the insecurities, they just start plopping out because the weight of I kind of think of this as like gravity based. So the gravity is what's kind of keeping these swords in. But when you turn it upside down, the weight of the swords, because they're made of steel or iron or whatever, they just start falling out. Because that's essentially what the magician is it's creating its own gravitational force and it's pulling, like law of attraction, right? It's pulling things in. And these things are not on that vibration. So they cannot be there anymore. And you'll feel it. You'll be like, oh, damn, I should have done this a long time ago. Because look at what the first oracle card is. Door to value. There is literally money flying in through the doors. Can we just for a second appreciate what this symbology really means? But the door was closed at one point, wasn't it? Fully and totally closed, and it was probably all dark and you couldn't see anything. But the minute that door starts to open is the minute the light starts to seep in, and the minute the light starts to seep in is the minute that the reward comes in. It just is what it is. I don't plan the cards, they just come out. So the story is the story. And then we have the air element. And I know this says communication. I don't think it's about communication for you so much as it is about the freedom of air. Air is like the least dense, right? Earth is very, very heavy. And then we have water, then we have fire, then we have air, and then we have ether. So we have the 5 elements. Air is very much near the top. It's the whimsical nature of air. I always say that Leo is like the bonfire, right? We have Aries as the spark, Leo is the bonfire, Sagittarius is the wildfire. And I love it when the bonfire quality, that like roaring fire, catches, the gust of air and it just goes like, whew. That's kind of what's happening. Air is coming into your life. You may have an air sign around you, which is going to be really amazing. It's going to be really inspiring. It's going to have an impact on you and it's going to help you to free yourself up a little bit. Okay. So, this is probably, I don't know, just an amazing reading. I don't know what to say, but don't be weary if you feel like the whole month is like this. right? The dawn, the night is always darkest before the dawn. And we can't argue with this card. The door is opening. So don't be dismayed. It might be a little bit more work than you think. It might be a little bit more water than you think, a little bit more sunlight than you think for that fruit to really start growing. And yet it will. You have to have faith, okay? All right, let's go ahead and put these camera down. We'll talk about the comprehensive cards. And if you want to join, we can continue the reading. All right, see you in a sec. All right, Leo, so I'm doing something just a tad different than what I normally do. For these first two cards, or these main cards here, I'm going to pull out some cards from the same deck to help clarify. So to start clarifying for the Knight of Cups, your energy, Leo. Two of Cups, beautiful. Like I said, it's very romantic. It really is. You're coming to terms with yourself. Relationships are probably going to be strengthened because of your own internal balance that's happening. Ooh, another Five of Coins. So the doubt is definitely still there, you guys. Let's see what else. But see, there's still even a door here. You can see that lock in the image there where something does need to be unlocked. And Eight of Coins, another Eight of Coins energy. Beautiful. Okay, let's take a look at the High Priestess. Whoops, hold on, too many. Okay. Seven of Coins. Four of Wands. We'll do one more for the High Priestess. And the Star. Beautiful. Okay, so we love those. Let's go ahead and take a look with another Rider-Waite deck, clarifying these. So for those of you who are totally new to my channel, what we do is we pull out all the cards here, but if you want to join the comprehensive, it's where we'll talk about all of them. And we talk for about another 20 to 25 minutes about these cards. So we go much more in depth, much more in detail of things. Sometimes a lot of little things come out. Sometimes it's just one big story. Let's just see. Six of Cups reversed. Interesting. Page of Cups. Beautiful. Eight of Coins. The noise, there it is. I knew it. There's definitely noise out there, you guys. The struggle will be real to keep that Eight of Coins place. It's not going to be easy. It'll make you feel good, but it's not going to be easy. And that's why it's so kind of, a little bit hard for some, or it's going to be a little bit hard for some Leos, is because there are going to be a lot of opinions. There are going to be a lot of other people's ideas that could come in and really influence how you think about what's going on in your life. So the focus is so, so, so critical. Another Tower. Another Magician. Ace of Coins. There it is. Top one. Page of Coins. Justice and the Fool reversed. Ace of Wands. Oh, beautiful. Four of Wands in the Sun. Oh my gosh, love it. See, there's a lot of... Oh, you know what? I can't take it's too many. Sorry. Can't do it. Too many. We just need a few. Otherwise, the message just gets really messy. Queen of Coins. Ten of Cups reversed. It's really important, Leo, that you don't get ahead of yourself and that you don't look at, current circumstances and you're like, oh my God, none of this is working. This is the worst. This is the worst advice. I never should have done this. And then you just give up. That's going to be hard for you to not do because, like I say, you're kind of in the midst of the darkest part of the night right now. but it's not gonna last long. Ooh, Two of Cups again, beautiful. And 10 of Wands. I feel like there's an energy of, ooh, Eight of Swords reversed again. There's an energy of letting yourself be wrong about something, right? Letting yourself be wrong and changing your mind. Ooh, as soon as I say that, we get the Lovers. Okay, beautiful. This is where we will pick up in the comprehensive. Lots of little story things coming out here to kind of cover. If you want to join me, again, that link will be in the description box down below. Thank you so much for everything. I love you guys. Have an amazing Aries season, and we will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.